Last week I reacted to Iron Man. This week, I continue my journey through the MCU with Iron Man 2. The Incredible Hulk is in between, but I'm not going to do that one because, unlike most of the others, I've already seen it like 6 or 7 times. So unlike these ones, I'm familiar with the Hulk, so I'm going to skip it. That being said, let's get started. That is one thing I'm really looking forward to, actually, to see if anyone tries to f with him for being Iron Man, honestly. In that sense, yes, it's good for PR, but what about the suit itself? I laugh at that because I've seen shit like that where people will be like, I love you! If you make it all year long, it stops being special. I think I just noticed his first person view and I find that to be interesting. Is that f***ing Kate? That's f***ing Kate Mara. Kate Mara from the likes of House of Cards and the first season of American Horror Story. The fact that he's in the middle, looks like he's in the middle of a congressional hearing of some sort. And he's sitting there fraternizing with his Kirsten Dunst look-alike. I just find it to be very funny. There we go. I do like this. Again, this is directly responding to my shit in less, which is what this movie's about. Yeah, through corporate espionage, somebody else could, I mean, steal his shit and then use it for their own. What a piece of shit. Meaning I mean, for now, and all. Yeah, I think that dumbass is a piece of shit for being a piece of shit, but they've got a point. I'm pausing it here because I have to. There's copyrighted music in the background right now, but I'm glad they're actually doing this. No bullshit. I thought they were just gonna, you know, the whole deal of him being because of this shit. I thought they were just gonna drop that after Iron Man 1. So genuinely, praise to this movie for the fact that they didn't do that. Honestly, praise to this movie for that they kept it going. I thought they were gonna drop it off and just say and just forget about it. They didn't. Praise to you writers for that on this movie. This is kind of like Batman though, because now he's letting somebody else run the country while he's being Iron Man and off and doing whatever he wants. Scarlett Johansson. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't she a superhero? Or is this like her origin story movie too? Is this about Tony Stark's protege as well as that other shit? Dude, you look like you're drinking whatever the something. She's gonna beat his ass, isn't she? You meet a bitch, the first thing you do is you. Knew it! See, that's one of the bad things. I already know that she is kind of like a superhero, so like I was expecting that. Fucking A. Is that the real? Hold on. Let me see him. That's the real Elon Musk? The question, this is Tony Stark. The better question would be, would he not be driving? Mr. Tony Stark. You know, considering it's him, I bet you he's never even done racing like this before. Introducing the villain. Okay, introducing the villain before you even know shit about him, though? Ooh, that's worse than going like to the opposite side of the highway. Cool visual, but honestly, I'm not impressed. And here's why. Here's why I'm not impressed. If electrical whips are all he's got, then so f***ing what? In the Iron Man suit, Tony could beat the f*** out of him. He could wipe him out in like a second. Dude, I don't care how many times you whip your shit around like that. It's not intimidating. Tony, my guy, what you need is a button to just like call your suit whenever you need it. It seems like the villain there kind of prepared for something that happened again. Tony, right here, okay, he did not... It looked like it was a spur of the moment sort of thing. So you mean to tell me that the villain planned out, probably for months on end, something that happened spontaneously? How hard is it to kill that to kill some guys in a car? Oh, he does have it whenever he needs it. Okay. That's what that was. Tony has several suits, so this must be an inferior model, because I'm not gonna lie, this looks weak compared to the first movie. The name is Omar Abdul Hassan Hassad Abad Ali Shahid Muhammad. Anyone who gets that reference, I like you. Worst part is, that guy actually has a point, but the way he went about it, intentionally having the Colonel, Rhodey, whatever his name was, read a paragraph out of context, that shit pisses me off when it happens in real life, and it pisses me off no less in shit like this. So Senator, you have a point, but f you anyway. Looks like shit. Looks like something my uncle's cat vomited up. Well, it doesn't matter if you know what you're doing, it matters about public perception. But those are details that the movie doesn't bother going into. See, but this... What is the final fight going to be the same thing as last time with electrical whips? My boy, can you not flirt with anybody who works for you unless they're Kirsten Dunst? She drinks, smoke, and f***ing gamble and whore and everything else you can imagine. I don't know what he's drinking, but I'm not gonna lie, I want one.
This is ridiculous. I just stuck my neck out for this guy.
I know. I get it. I'm gonna handle it, okay? Just let me
Handle it.
She's right. The party's over. Then again, the party was over for me like an hour and a half ago. The after party starts in 15 minutes.
Where your hats at? Realest mother. Not gonna lie. Even though, given the context of that one scene at the boxing ring, I knew she was gonna kick the guy's ass, I didn't foresee her being a SHIELD agent. So good on the movie for that minor twist.
Yes, sir. Good work, Colonel. You make your country proud.
Two problems, just nitpicks. One, well, actually, only one. You don't salute. You don't do this in an indoor space or even like a hangar. You don't do it. Sorry. That's only for outside purposes. Maybe he was just conscientious, which would f a child.
Well, clearly you know my dad better.
Here.
Oh, and Tony. Remember, I got my eye on you.
I like how that guy can make jokes about himself. Call me crazy, But couldn't Tony... This is Stark Industries technology that this motherfucker stole. Outright. Like, couldn't he just, like, sue the Air Force or some shit in order to get it back? You know what I'm saying? Bro, like, do something to get your technology back. I know they're not going to do that because the movie wants them to have this technology. But realistically, like, wouldn't he just, like, either contact Rhodey himself, say, hey, bitch, I want my shit back. Or sue. Or I guess sue if he says, F you. He takes tips from the owl. Okay, half the time this guy has trigger discipline, the other half he doesn't. And like he tends to not on the worst weapons.
It was an illegal seizure of trademark property.
Oh.
He refuses.
They're on what I suggested.
It's our.
Not gonna lie, my eyes are just like drawn to that.
People are relying on you to be Iron Man, and you disappeared. And all I'm doing is putting out your fires and taking the heat for it.
Yeah, she has every right to be pissed.
You are mind-blowingly close to this. How do you do it? You just tear things. You're a triple imposter. I've never seen anything like it. Is there anything wrong about you? Do you even speak?
Tony's got a point. Never once has he been duplicitous this whole time.
You know what? This is exactly what I need to make this work. Lift the coil.
What, Captain America's shield?
Put your knees in.
Dude, you're f***ing everything up. Okay. Why didn't you just turn it there before you turned the laser on and then start it once it was already there? This guy is an equal dumbass to the f***ing terrorists from the first movie and how idiotic they are. One family f***ed the other family over, so one of the descendants wants to f*** with them. I've seen this plot somewhere before, but I can't place it. I gotta say though, when Tony Stark did it, it was actually fun. Now this guy just looks like a f***ing jerk off. Wasn't Kirsten Dunst on the phone trying to get the suit back? Honestly, wasn't she? Because so far, that plot point has gone nowhere. In fact, they're about to publicly present this shit. Like, what? Or did I get that phone call wrong? My boy Tony? Get some actual excitement up in this, thank you. Look at that! People are more excited for him than this jerk-off. Okay, hold on. You mean to tell me that they're instead of fighting, he's just fighting a bunch of drones this time? Well, it's better than some stupid-ass electric whips, I'll give it that.
I'm locked on. I have target lock. On what? On you!
That SecDef, or who the f*** is fired now.
Go away. Thank you.
Tell me who's behind this. Who's behind this? Get in the car. Take me to Hammer Industries.
I'm not taking you anywhere.
Fine. You want me to drive?
No, I'm driving. Get in the car.
Then why even refer? I do find it to be a bit bullshit though that he can control every one of those things individually on a single network.
Nice work, kid.
The f***? Girl, if you don't want your f***ing ride to crash on your way, then you might want to not do that. If I had a chick in my backseat undressing, I would straight up have to pull over because I wouldn't be able to focus on what the f*** I'm doing.
Look, I'm not letting you go in there alone.
I will not dispense the thoughts that I have right now. Even though I just did. You go, girl. The way her fighting works reminds me of like some kind of like ballerina dancer type of thing. It's kind of like John Wick, but without the guns. As cool as this is, and it genuinely is, like, this is a really cool scene. As cool as it is, though, once again, not taking advantage of ranged.
I got him. Partner. Coming in hot. Any second.
So what is this guy, the next Iron Man? Are there gonna be two Iron Men in Iron Man 3? I believe this is the start of Iron Man. Well, not start, but you know, conceptually, I believe this is the start of Iron Man 3, where you got these two working together. I won't complain about this. Actually, I will complain about it. Scratch that. But I'll wait till after it's all done, just in case.
Get down.
New technology? Allow me to dispense my complaint. That scene was awesome, but here's my complaint. In the first movie, it took, what, 15 or so? It took some screen time for Tony to learn how to use this machine, meaning his Iron Man suit. This guy has never done anything in one besides walk, but now he's suddenly capable of doing all this fighting and shit. Granted, Tony's still doing more, but I figure he should be like, hey, Tony, how the f do I do this? How the f do I do that? What the f is going on? You see what I'm saying? So that's my complaint. The scene itself is amazing, but that facet of it, you gotta be kidding me though. It's still, even though it's 2-on-1, it's still one Iron Man versus another Iron Man, basically. And now they're romantically involved. Like I honestly thought they were in the beginning. But you know what? I think it's better this way. Hold up. You just been sitting there watching the whole time? It's kind of creepy, my guy. Avengers Initiative. Preliminary report. Hello, Fury.
I got a new ticker. I'm trying to do right by Pepper.
Why do you give a f though, Tony? Or is it just because you're not used to rejection? Interesting. So is that a... Yep. Okay, well, I did enjoy that one. Honestly, more so than the first one. It had its problems, but every movie has their problems. Overall, I'd say I give that one... I'm going to give it a better grade. My grading for this movie will be a C+. So, still in the realm of average, but a little bit above average, so there's that. For more in detail thoughts that I have about this movie, tune into the Phase 1 discussion that I will have with a pal of mine at the end of Phase 1, the entirety of it. But until then, next week will be the next movie in the MCU Phase 1, Thor. Until then, stay frosty.